What's up, everybody? Welcome to K&J Studios. It's your boy Jay.
It's your girl Kiya.
And today we got news.
We got some good news too, y'all.
All right, y'all. Marvel's first official description of the Marvels.
Yes.
Now, we know that Brie Larson had been... Now, I'm not a big fan of Brie Larson.
We know these things. We mentioned that in another video. That we're not
we know these things. I'm not a huge fan of Brie. I'm not a big fan of her as Captain Marvel, and I'm not a huge fan of her as a person.
Right.
And we know that majority of the Marvel's cast is not a big fan of her as a person. Yeah. But one thing that Brie Larson has been asking for since she's a huge fan of the Ant-Man and the Wasp, she figured that she should have a confidant. She didn't want to be the primary character, especially since a lot of fans of Captain Marvel were very critical of her solo performance. Yeah. They wanted to see some of that pressure taken off of her. So guess what they're doing? They're bringing in Ms.Marvel and Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau was introduced into the Marvel universe. The adult Monica Rambeau was introduced to us in the Marvel universe in the MCU in WandaVision on Disney Plus. So yes, the Marvels will be encompassing Captain Marvel, who is Brie Larson, Ms. Marvel, who is going to be played by Iman Vellani, and obviously Monica Rambeau will be played by the one and only Teyonah Parris, who played Monica Rambeau, introduced into MCU.
I think she did a great job.
WandaVision, she did an amazing job. Love her for the part. She played it very well. And I mean, I'm excited for this movie just because I'm glad that Brie Larson won't be carrying the load on her own. I don't feel like she has the ability to do that. Right. I even felt better about the character when she was in Endgame. I felt better about her character with everybody else being there. I didn't feel like she was really like, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, it's sort of like giving Rocket his own movie. It's like, okay, why? It's sort of like that kind of situation. But this, I like the idea. I'm glad that they're including the other Marvels. They said, no, instead of making Captain Marvel 2, since a lot of the fans don't like, since a certain amount of fans don't like her being a standalone character, let's introduce Monica Rambeau and Ms. Marvel and sort of make it a team. Right. So I like this idea. The plot obviously hasn't been revealed. People, this is Marvel. And the villain, what we do know about the villain, we don't know who the villain is yet, but we do know it will be played by Zawe Ashton. Zawe Ashton. She doesn't have an extensive resume, but she does have a lot of experience as a supporting character. So, like I said, this will probably be her first movie really being out in front of the camera. We know she's done a lot of I wouldn't say smaller shows, because she does have some pretty she does have a pretty large amount of experience, but it is her resume compared to the others is pretty small. Yeah. But the reason why I trust Marvel is because they know what the heck they're doing when they're casting people.
Yeah, they do.
Your thoughts?
Alright, so I mean, I'm personally really happy about this because I feel like you have a great cast. We're going to see some great characters and stuff like that, and we could possibly be seeing Blue Marvel.
Yes.
So Blue Marvel is rumored that he could make an appearance in this movie. So I mean, I'm honestly excited about it. There's not really much on like really the plot or anything like that yet. But I feel like they'll probably put out like one teaser or something like that eventually. Yep. So honestly, I'm excited to see it. Honestly.
Keep in mind, everybody, that Ms. Marvel is a is a show that's going to be dropping very soon, I believe, on Disney Plus. The teaser has been released. It's going to be dropping this year, 2021. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that. It's going to be Iman Vellani playing Kamala Khan, right? So this is going to be really the first East Indian.
That's going to be amazing.
This is going to be it's going to be nice, and she's also pretty young. She's a young character, Canadian, and she's really. I think she's either still in high school or just coming out of high school, and this is actually her first role. Right. Ms. Marvel and Ms. Marvel, as well as the Marvels, is going to be her first 2 roles. Right. Which I'm excited. Like I said, she doesn't have the resume. I know Marvel usually knows what they're doing when it comes to
right.
casting. The Marvels is set to drop in 2022, next year.
So it's great because we already have Monica Rambeau that's been introduced in WandaVision, right? And then now we're going to be having her introduced in her series before the movie. So we'll be familiar with them before
with both
the movies.
characters.
Right.
We won't have to do a bunch of character developing.
Yeah,
which is why I love Marvel as opposed to DC so much, because look at how they set it up.
Yeah.
They said it's genius the way that they did it. It's like, okay, we don't want to have to develop these characters in a movie. It would take too much time. We want to get right into it. So you know what? Let's introduce Monica Rambeau. We introduced her because keep in mind she was introduced first as a child.
Right.
In the first Captain Marvel movie, right? Now we're looking at her as an adult when she was reintroduced after the blip in WandaVision. So we now understand her character, who she is, her background.
Right.
And now we're bringing in Ms.Marvel. We're gonna get acquainted with her character. I'm thinking probably like anywhere from 6 to 9 episodes in the Ms.Marvel series for season 1. And now we're acquainted with her. Right. And now you can introduce these characters into Brie Larson. Monica Rambeau's already connected to Brie Larson, so they don't need to try to force that connection. Now they just have to introduce or gradually introduce Ms.Marvel, which I assume Brie Larson will be in. This makes me curious as to whether we will see Brittany Larson in the Ms.Marvel series. We might see her pop in. You know, Don Cheadle. Yeah. He appeared or War Machine. Don Cheadle. We saw him appear in or Brody. He's also known as Brody. We also saw him appear in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Right. So we might see her make a small cameo in Ms.Marvel just to show the connection prior to the movie dropping in 2022.
That sounds like something they might end up doing.
Now, Blue Marvel, also a very interesting character. He first appeared in The Legend of Blue Adam #1 in 2008, November of 2008. Place of origin is on Earth. And his affiliations are with the Mighty Avengers and the Ultimates, and his alter ego is Adam Bernard Brashear. I've never heard of Blue Marvel before prior to today. He's a newer character in the MCU. That's most likely why. Yeah. And he's also pretty back of the comic book type. I'm pretty sure majority of the people who are watching this video, comment down low. Have you ever heard of Blue Marvel? And did you know he was an African American?
Somebody out there knows.
I had no idea. I knew he was a male, but I mean, he was gonna play this part because
that probably won't be somebody we might not be familiar with, and maybe just be somebody that we're unfamiliar with.
I mean, it might be somebody that we're unfamiliar with, but one thing that I've been dying for, that my brother and I have been talking about for a long time, is getting Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington, in the MCU. I really want to see him in the MCU in some way, form, or fashion. We said that if Chadwick Boseman is going to be replaced, I want it to be John David Washington. If he's going to be introduced, this looks like a character that might be.
But he looks a little bit older though. He would be.
But John David isn't young. Isn't like super young either. I mean, just to be sure, I'll look it up. John David Washington is 36 years old. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he would still fit that part pretty well, and it would give him enough age to sort of grow into that character. Right. We saw some characters coming to the MCU, like for example Robert Downey Jr. a little bit older, so he didn't have as much wiggle room and a lot of time to really like age into the character. He sort of was already aged as the character. It looks good, but he's still sitting at that little age. You
don't want to get somebody that's gonna look older, and then like as you get more movies, they start looking old. Too old for the part. So I think that's perfect right there.
So, and he had PhDs in electrical engineering and theoretical physics. So he's a former fullback at Cornell University. Okay, he was I like it. I like it already. I like it. From Chirac, child prodigy, football player. Wow, this dude is okay.
He's a powerhouse.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse. He's got it all, guys. He's got it all.
Kind of reminds me of Cyborg. How like before he had the accident, he was. Anyways, you saw. I didn't stop talking when I saw your face. I was like, oh crap, let me not. Anyway,
that was a genuine reaction. Like I even do that on purpose. Yo. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I think I'm done with that. On that note, I think I'm good. But yeah, I think that's it on this topic. I think that's all the information that we have. But you guys already know if there's any trailers, anything like that, we're gonna definitely react to it.
Oh, we gonna get at it.
Update you guys if there's any like good news that we need to get out to you guys. We'll let you guys know as well. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our social media pages. Follow us, all that good stuff. Comment down below if you're a new subscriber so we can shout you out in a future video. And we will see you guys next time.
Post with the thumbnail.